Hello and welcome back to another episode of Word on the Street,
Iowa City's destination for all things arts, entertainment, and culture. We both have had some amazing opportunities lately, and you got to see Penn Badgley, and I had the chance to interview a big-name celebrity.
Yeah, definitely some exciting things happening. I have another one coming up soon, but before we talk celebrities on our campus, there's some big news just announced on Broadway, actually.
And Grace, I heard something big is coming, like someone from TV that's been on a show for a long time, like decades big.
Yes, one of my favorite actresses ever is debuting in her first ever Broadway show called Every Brilliant Thing. The show currently stars Daniel Radcliffe, who's best known for Harry Potter, and Mariska Hargitay, best known for her role in Law & Order SVU, will be taking his place starting at the end of May, and she will be in the show until the end of June. And it's actually a really interesting concept. It's a one-man show, and the protagonist is actually unnamed in the show.
Oh, cool. That's interesting. But it's about someone who has really no present parental figures, having a distant father and a suicidal mother, and finds themselves experiencing extreme sadness, but they use, quote, every brilliant thing around them to cheer up loved ones in their lives. Oh. I've also heard that this is a very interactive play and requires audience participation, making it even more intriguing. It's a one-man show, and it's only 85 minutes long, but it has more of an intimate feel to it.
Yeah, it's really interesting. If you watch now with Daniel Radcliffe in it, he is like the stage where how he has it is there's the stage and there's people on all four sides.
Oh, so theater in the round.
Yeah, it's kind of like a more intimate feel. It's only 85 minutes long, and before the show starts, he's like in the audience, like handing out note cards.
That's
like
cool.
You'll see like little like videos of it, and super cool. But I feel like it's kind of like a sign from the heavens above that Mariska Hargitay is in it, because she is one of my all-time favorite human beings. I love her. Like she is. I'm already on top of buying tickets for this. I will be going.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like my splurge of the summer.
You could also enter the lottery.
I could.
And just keep entering it like every day until you get a ticket.
I could. I feel like I was planning on doing that for like a lot of the other Broadway shows, but this one I'm kind of like gonna be picky on like where I want to sit and like really be like immersed in it. And this is her first time ever being on a Broadway show.
Wow.
But it kind of makes sense. She actually read this script before or saw the show, actually loved it, and was like, sure, I'll do it.
Oh.
And she's just a great human being.
Yeah.
You know, she has her Joyful Heart Foundation, and a nonprofit. She's been in Law & Order for 20 plus years, which is just so impressive. She's also a really great filmmaker. She recently released a documentary about her mother, Jane Mansfield, who was a very big actress during her time. It's called My Mom Jane. If you haven't seen it, it won a bunch of awards. Highly recommend. It's very good. But I feel like she is someone that would be really great at this, like the intimate, personable feel, and I just cannot wait to see her on
There's
stage.
been a big trend recently, during COVID, like theaters shut down, like you couldn't see live anything, but in the last couple of years, we've had a lot of stunt casting, but then also just a lot of big name TV and movie stars wanting to try out the stage or going back to the stage.
Yeah.
And it's really been bringing a lot of people in. Like, I wanted to see Hamilton when I was home.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, tickets were like $400 for nosebleeds. So like it's really coming up there, and we have big names like Sadie Sink is now in Romeo and Juliet.
We got Whitney Leavitt in
Chicago.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of actors that are just taking their stab at the stage.
Yeah. I feel like this show is like very interesting too, because it's not a musical. So it's really just one giant monologue, which I think
a lot of memorizing.
It is. And I think you have to have like a really distinct type of individual to do that. And I feel like she's just going to absolutely kill it. I was actually online the other day. It's already almost sold out.
Wow.
And like to sit close is a price tag. So, which is expected. She's huge, and but I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So, a review to come in the 2026 fall season for sure.
That's awesome.
But for now, we actually had another huge name here at Hampshire last weekend.
Yes.
Bob Dylan performed, which was insane. We got a couple people from the Daily Iowan here who are going to talk about it, Logan Melia and Camila Munez, and they're going to stand here and tell us a little bit more about their thoughts on the performance. Take it away, guys.
Last Wednesday, we were both able to attend the Bob Dylan Rough and Rowdy Ways tour.
Dylan's concert was held at Hansher's Auditorium and was a sold-out performance.
I definitely went in with zero expectations, and after the show was over, I was completely satisfied and amazed. Being able to experience a live performance by a legend like Bob Dylan is definitely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The atmosphere was static and the energy was great. I also got to interview a few longtime Dylan fans, and hearing their perspectives and knowledge on the artist's career and legacy was very interesting.
Bob played for about 90 minutes, hitting songs from the 1960s and his most recent record, Rough and Rowdy Ways.
Although most people in attendance were on the older side, there was still a big outcome of younger attendees. Seeing hundreds of people from the age of 18 to the age of 80 illustrated the grand influence Bob Dylan has had and keeps having across generations.
Now, what were your thoughts on this performance?
Well, honestly, I really liked it. I am not a super fan of his. However, I feel like for a newer fan, I was definitely satisfied with the performance. But what about you? Because I know you do like him probably a lot more than I do.
I gotta be honest, it left a little to be desired. He only played kind of 2 of the big hits. He played 7 songs off his 2020 record, which I wasn't crazy about, and it was a lot of newer material when he has such a storied discography. It was a little disappointing to not hear hits like a Rolling Stone or Blowin' in the Wind.
No, absolutely, I agree. I definitely was expecting something like Knocking on Heaven's Door or something towards that direction. But yeah, I kind of did expect him to just play what was actually on his newer record.
Yeah, and he was pushed so far back from the front of the stage as well. He was kind of hidden underneath lights. It wasn't much of a performance. He was sitting down behind a piano. There wasn't a lot of rock and roll moves or anything.
Definitely, yeah. I do think he could have just been a little more interactive with the audience, but yeah.
And on Sunday, I had the incredible opportunity to go see The Music Man at Hansher, and it was amazing.
I bet.
The Music Man is one of my favorite shows ever. I saw it on Broadway in New York City a couple years ago when Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster were in it, and it was so good. It was such a blast. But before I dive more into the show, I wanted to give a little history on what it's about. So The Music Man originally opened on Broadway in 1957 and starred Robert Preston as Harold Hill, who's the lead in the show. It ran for 1,375 performances, which at the time was huge, a huge amount of shows. It has won 5 Tonys, including Best Musical. It has made multiple Broadway revivals in 2000 and in 2022 with Hugh Jackman.
This show is especially important here because it takes place in Iowa and it's about a traveling salesman, Harold Hill, who comes to River City, Iowa and basically cons the people into believing he knows a whole lot about music and eventually convinces them to buy instruments and band uniforms from them. It's a really fun show and features famous songs like 76 Trombones and the Wells Fargo Wagon. At its core, it's about community and finding romance in towns and with people you never thought possible.
Yeah, so it takes place in Iowa, this make-believe town called River City, Iowa, which obviously doesn't actually exist. But in the show, they sing songs about Iowa, which is really funny.
Yeah.
They mentioned like Dubuque and Des Moines, and sitting in the audience and a bunch of people being from those places. It was just really cute. And on Friday night, actually, because it's about music and a band, the Iowa Marching Band opened the performance.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so it was really, really cute. It really is just about community and heart, and it's one of my favorites. And I thought, this story is just really cute. It has a lot of kids in the cast, and if you watch it, the lead character, Harold Hill, is very, persuasive and oh, you can do it, you're a great musician, and just kind of cons them at first into thinking that they'd be really great at forming a band. And when you watch it, I was talking to the girl next to me and she's like, I could totally see Hugh Jackman in that role. And it's kind of that he has that effect where it's
the charming.
You just tell him something and he says something, people are like, okay, and I thought that I kind of had that expectation, and so I was a little bit worried it wouldn't quite live up. But the guy who played Harold Hill this go around was so good, and he really reminded me of Hugh Jackman, just throughout, and he was really good, just commanded presence and leader of the marching band, and I really, really loved it. I think everyone should see this show and this story. It's really, really cute. And for a play at Hansher, I thought this set was really good. It was one of my favorites. It actually had a bunch of like projections, like of
Okay.
instruments and stuff. It was really cute. And there was a lot of like kids in the audience who were like, wow, you know, like really, it was really
Yeah.
good. And the music, of course, is just like classic songs, and a lot of them had to play actual instruments.
Oh, wow.
Which I remember from when I saw it with Hugh Jackman, they made an announcement at the beginning, like all the kids are actually playing them, like very talented,
Wow.
very cool stuff. So yeah, and overall, like everyone left with a smile on their face, and that's kind of the whole purpose of the show. It's a romance, and it's really cute, and I hope Hampshire brings it back soon because it's so good, and it's about Iowa, so it just makes so much
perfect.
sense. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Next time you'll have to go, Hannah. It was very
Yeah.
very good.
I gave it my ticket for Grace to go because I know how much she loves it.
That's true. That is true. I wouldn't be able to go without Hannah. It's one of my all-time favorites, and I know it's also a movie. I have not seen the movie.
Sometimes it's better not to because it doesn't live up to like your expectations.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, seeing it with Hugh Jackman and
Yeah,
Sam Foster,
exactly.
it kind of peaked
Do you know
there.
that's rumored that they're like together?
They are together.
It is? It's confirmed?
Yeah, he was actually married for 20 plus years,
Uh-oh.
and then
Uh-oh.
I don't know if things went south when he was in that show with her. I don't know what happened, but next thing I know, People Magazine released this article like about a year after that the show ran that was like they've separated for just different reasons. And then next thing you know, it came out that they were together. So I don't know if they're still together, but they definitely like were confirmed together. So
Interesting.
I don't know
A
if
little
that's really
showmance
like
for
a
ya.
happy ending. I don't know, but I mean, hey, they kind of make sense. And
Yeah.
they were so like, if you saw them on stage in that show, they were so good together that it was a little like, you know,
Yeah.
like it kind of were like, huh. And there's even like a moment I remember when I saw it that they had to like have this like romantic scene, and they were standing so close together that they broke character like together and started
Really?
laughing. And because it's Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster, no one cares.
Yeah.
But you kind of questioned like, that's interesting.
Yeah,
You know?
that's so cool.
And then they are now together, but they make sense. And yeah, so everyone go see The Music Man. It's a great play. I hope it comes back to Broadway. It's so good.
Yeah.
But for now, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Word on the Street.
Your destination for all of Iowa City's entertainment and arts news.
And next week, we'll be having a guest right here in the studio.
So we'll see you next week
Here
on Word on the Street.